So I saw this video from a guy I'm following. He has like a clothing brand, right? And he was basically stuck on growing. Like, why is he not growing? So I basically wrote down the answer. I was saying that you're not really testing really clearly. And I said, look, why don't we jump on a call and I'll walk you through the exact problem. So he had like an acquisition problem, right? He couldn't grow. He was growing and it stopped. It was a really, really easy thing, especially for like when you're focusing mainly on organic. So I said to him, I said, look, right, essentially you're producing videos and you're producing stuff, but you're not clearly testing it. And when I was obviously saying this to him, this was like one of the major things that unlocked, like for me, like that's how one of my clients, we went from 2 million a month to 4 million a month by just knowing this. But yeah, I said to him, you need something called a growth testing calendar, right? Everything you do, you need to clearly write out exactly what you're doing and why. So here's an example of like all the tests that did well, what failed, and so forth. And here's how it kind of looked like. Now, what I would do is whenever I thought of like an acquisition idea, whether it's creative, ASO, media buying test, whatever it was, I'd write it out and I'd schedule it out as well. I'd write out the hypothesis, exactly what I thought was going to happen, explanation, what are we testing, and so forth. And then I would also log the conclusion, right? Now, the key piece is logging what you thought would happen and what actually happened. Two things happen here. Number one, you're saving a bunch of time for the next person who needs to come, review everything. And number two, you're actually clearly understanding your learnings as well. You can look at the next test you want to do and clearly write that out. To do this really well, you do need to have a framework to be using, right? So for short form, I know this doesn't look really HD, but there's a order of importance that I follow, which is ultimately the idea is the most important thing: style, hook, hold, and CTA. So if I was that person, I'd write down 10 ideas. I'd keep all, and that would be my testing variable. Everything else I'd keep the same, and I'd keep split testing until I understand what ideas work for my ideal customer. Then from there, I'd move on to the next thing, and I'd split test each. And how would I review that? Really easy. You just look at the graphs here. It tells you, did it do well, did it do not? And then obviously you have to log it as well and log what the results are week on week or test on test. Ultimately, you should be able to get better results. And I think at the beginning, I wish I could show you, but at the beginning, I kept failing. But as time went on, I started getting the right ones consistently. But you just need to keep split testing, what works, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't. And that's how you kind of like, you win basically. And that should have unlocked his growth problem.